What's going on, guys? We'll be breaking down UFC Vegas 90 today. Quick little recap from last weekend's card. Cashed our biggest bet of the year, Chidi and Jukwani money line. Kept kind of hitting it. I bet it at open at like minus 200. Ton of reverse CLV there, and kind of just kept adding more up until once I saw weigh-ins. So Thursday night, I did some more research on it, and I saw that Chidi was actually working with like PI nutritionists, and it's like, he's probably going to make the weight here. So once I saw weigh-ins, he looked great. Added another 2 units on that. So pretty good cash there. I'm surprised by the split decision, obviously. I mean, I think it was like Chidi minus 2,400 and round 3 live. So kind of crazy there. I just didn't get, like I mentioned, how Reese McGee could be plus 120 here. And at the end of the day, like, what would you line like RoboCop Reese McGee? Like, I thought minus 500, and Chidi at like near pick'em was wild. If you faded him there, it was purely on like narrative and speculation, and I prefer to watch tape. So not the victory lap, but yeah, pretty happy with our Chidi money line there, like minus 139, minus 141, and minus 200. Next up, we did cash on Joaquin Buckley money line plus 125. One just under like $1,000 there. Yeah, man, good bet. I mean, I get that. Some people want to say, oh, like it was like a rigged fight, like Luque. What was that? You pulled guard. All the signs were there. Like, I mean, if you rewatched like Luque's previous last 2 fights, it wasn't the same Luque, and I like Buckley there, man. So nice cash there. I was surprised at how dominant it was and the way the fight ended, but nice cash. So we did have a bit of losing bets. I lost on Erin Blanchfield minus 130. Like I mentioned, like on my predictions for the card, Blanchfield minus 180, minus 200 was way too wide. I thought it was probably Blanchfield like 60%, but it showed like, Madden's really strong. It was going to be a binary fight either way. And yeah, man, good performance, I guess, for Madden. I mean, it was a boring fight, but like good performance from her. We did miss on Bill Algeo money line. I'm not going to have like too much to say about like the stoppage. I mean, yeah, you can complain, but he was getting wobbled. He was getting hurt. Yes, he was throwing back, but I'm not going to sit here and like complain and bitch about that. Honestly, like I probably should have gotten some money. Like I had Algeo in like all my parlays, like absolutely ripped me up on all my long shots. But I probably should have got some Nelson, like round 1 KO in like some crazy numbers. That was his path. As if the fight extended, it was probably going to be Algeo all day. But hey, man, Nelson is 3-fight win streak. Good for him. So overall, guys, yeah, my official card did profit. I want to say it did, was it 2.3-ish units? But then we shit like all of that away on long shot props, fired too many round 2, round 3s. And then just a little too many parlays. Like I was at the fights in person and put some, a lot of lottery tickets, a lot of big 8-leg, 7-leg parlays. And so yeah, guys, overall, not a bad card. We did make some money, but going to be a lot more selective with the long shot stuff. Yeah, enough talk there. Let's get into this card. Not going to be doing... actually, before I get into it, I'm going to be putting a link down below. It's going to be to a Discord. I've had a few guys request it. So right now, I'm going to do it completely free. Like, I know I've had probably, 10, 15 guys in the last like week, 2 weeks cop up on the month pass. Reach out to me on there. I'll hook it up and give you your money back or extend you like an extra month. But yeah, hop in the Discord. It'll be completely free. I don't know, maybe for a month, 2 months, I'm not sure. We will monetize it at some point, but for now, why not? I'll hook it up for you guys. You can actually see, week by week, all my bets, when I place them, breakdowns, props, parlays. And like I said, I will monetize it. End of the day, like, it's going to be my time. That's the reason why I have to. But we're doing all the YouTube free picks for now, so why not give a little bit more back? So yeah, hop in the Discord. Link will be in the description. First fight up, guys. I'm not going to do a full card breakdown today. We're going to start it up with Norma Dumont versus Jermaine Durandamy. I have a bet on GDR here. He played 1 unit plus 146, plus 143. Completely get all the concerns on GDR. scary backing someone off a 4-year layoff after pregnancy. Really like volatile, ton of unknowns. But I'm not really big on Big Norma's game. It's really reliant. I mean, it's clinch work, hold against the cage. I mean, she can. There's upside for obviously like GDR off her back. It's worrying, and we don't know where she's at. Like we really don't know. But Norma's path is typically like control against the cage, working some wrestling. I mean, her striking is, I mean, it's okay, but like, what like really good strikers has she fought? Like, if you really look at like Norma Dumont's most of her fights, she's like beating up like good grapplers, just like, you know, bigger hips, stronger, and can like outwork them on the cage. GDR is really, really good in the clinch. So if we're going to know really early in this fight too, it could just be one where it's better to bet live. But I wanted to get that plus money in, that plus 140 in on GDR, because in the clinch situations, I mean, I think GDR is going to land the much better knees, much better shots in the clinch. And that's where Norma's winning like most of her minutes in the UFC, is along the cage. So on the feet, I mean, GDR can be like 70% here of her like normal self. I don't think like honestly, man, the striking is not that competitive. I think GDR is the much cleaner, technical, just kickboxer. It's really not that close there. So Norma's supposed to be like, you know, she was up towards like 65% at one point, just on pure top time. And I get the unknowns on GDR, man, but it feels like a pretty volatile fight. And I wouldn't back, you know, GDR long layoff after just having a kid if she was like pick'ems. But at the plus money in, you know, a fight with a lot of unknowns, a lot of volatility, I'd just rather end up on that side. I mean, there's certainly an argument for Norma to win this just by top time, but if she doesn't find success there, like GDR has upside to look, you know, minus 250 here. So I'll take the shot at plus 140, plus 146, bet 1 unit on that. Not the most like passionate take, because at the end of the day, it's a ton of unknowns, man. 4-year layoff, but I look at who Norma's been fighting. She's shown that she can get hurt. She doesn't look clean against like better strikers that she's fought. She's mostly fought grapplers that she's just stronger than. So I'll take a shot on GDR here. Next up, guys, we got Alex Morono versus Court McGee. Clear pass. I mean, Morono minus 300 is gross. I didn't tape this fight. I mean, I would want to find like a way I want to back Court McGee here, but I don't think he doesn't really have the power, and that would probably be his path. He'd probably have to clip Morono, hurt him, maybe finish him. Other than that, don't parlay Morono minus 300. And then it's like, do you want to look at props? So Morono ITD plus 110. That's fucking gross, man. Like, I don't want anything to do with Morono 50% implied to finish fights. It's kind of like the same thing, like, was it 3 weeks ago with Eric Anders and like Pickett. And it's like, there's certain guys that you don't want to lay like near pick'ems to finish a fight. And that's Morono, man. He's probably the side, but clear pass for me. Next up, guys, we got the main card opener, Charlie Campbell and Trevor Peek. You know, I'm having a tough time with it. I'm having a tough time. Everything in terms of tape tells me that Charlie Campbell is side, but it's a fucking Trevor Peek fight. So like, who actually knows? I bet Charlie Campbell over Chris Duncan on Contender Series. Looked like really, really good, man. He was fucking him up. He was hurting him multiple times. I think I mentioned it the other week. UFC stats is like so weird with scoring fights, but he knocked him down multiple times. Like he was hurting him, and then he just charged in, and Duncan landed that big shot. In terms of like technical striking, it's Campbell all day. He's pretty good, man. He's pretty good. On the mat, I mean, Campbell's got a much better like submission threat here. I got a ton of money came in on that prop. I want to say they opened at like +7, +8. A lot of money came in on Campbell's sub. I want to get to Campbell. The line came in, what is it, like minus like 155 right now, 170 did I see it at? Okay, minus 175. If this gets to 60% Campbell, I'm really going to be considering it. But Trevor Peek's not a guy that I can get a really good read on, because at the end of the day, his style, it can work. It can work. And Charlie Campbell is not the kind of guy that, backing him at 200. I mean, I'm leaning Campbell here. As you guys can obviously tell, I'm having a hard time getting to a side here. So, yeah, my lean here is Campbell. I don't hate you. If you got, like, Peak, he hit +200, man. It's not bad. It's probably Peak KO early, or Campbell is just going to run away with this fight. Yeah, that's my thoughts, man. Next up, we got Walter Walker versus Lucas Brzeski. I do have a bet here. I'm sorry. Walter Walker -400. He was -450 at one point. What the actual fucker? What? I don't get it. I don't get it. This guy, bro. Some of the people he's been fighting. So I know he fought in Titan FC against that guy Nicholson, who we saw in UFC years ago. So a little bit better step up in competition, and he showed that he can extend a little bit in that fight. I don't really rate this guy's striking, man. It looks okay, but who's he fighting, man? What's that promotion called? It's pretty low level, man. It's pretty low level. And I'm watching tape, and I'll put the picture right here. He's fighting 6 foot welterweights, and this guy's a massive heavyweight, man. He's 6'6", pretty big fucking guy. And he's fought welterweights, he's fought some middleweights, light heavyweights. Everyone he's fighting, for the most part, besides that Nicholson fight, has been severely undersized. I'm still trying to find some of the older ones, man, but I don't know about his game. I mean, I get that Brzeski, number one, he won the Budai fight. I bet Marin Budai there over Brzeski, laid chalk on Budai there. I want to say what was it, -190. And yeah, Brzeski won that fight clearly. Not really sure how that ended up being scored for Budai. I mean, I do know how, Satomano. But, so he shouldn't be 0-3 in the UFC. End of the day, Carl Williams is a terrible stylistic matchup for Brzeski. And I didn't hate how he looked in that fight. I mean, he made him work. The takedown defense, I mean, look, it's not great, but he has a general idea that he's looking to get underhooks. He's trying to get a whizzer. He works up immediately. He's going to land shots right after he gets taken down and gets back up. I mean, dude, I have to, my +295. Brzeski to me just seemed kind of crazy when, I mean, sure, this guy Walter Walker is probably he has a grappling upside, probably could be -200. But how the fuck did you get to -400, Walker? Sorry it took me forever to pull this guy's up. I just wanted to see what promotion that was called again. So yeah, he's been fighting this MMM series promotion, and I don't know the rules. I'm not quite familiar with it. I haven't really watched it. However, he landed, I saw it maybe 3 or 4 occasions. He was throwing axe kicks to grounded opponents like domes. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if you're allowed to kick grounded opponents faces in MMA series when he's fighting these welterweights. But wouldn't be surprised, man. He had some kind of a mix of that, Michelle Pereira, Johnny Walker, just what the hell are you doing, fight IQ? I'm kind of talking a lot about it, guys. End of the day, Brzeski isn't great, but he's UFC tested. He's not the biggest heavyweight. He's probably a little undersized too compared to Walker, but +300, man. I will pay that to find out about this guy, Walter Walker here. So yeah, give me Brzeski plus money. Don't hate. Brzeski decision +600. I can see it, man. I can see it, because if I've seen Walker, I've seen these welterweights and these light heavyweights that are pretty undersized. they can, once you get Walter like against like the cage, and you can actually pressure him and land some pretty big shots. The striking, honestly, I lean Brzeski. The striking, it's just that grappling advantage, and Brzeski doesn't have the greatest takedown defense. But I'm kind of talking a lot here, guys. I think it is definitely value at plus 390 there. All right, guys, next fight up, we got Ignacio Bahamondes versus Christos Giagos. I'm not passionate about Bahamondes minus 350. I mean, he's dropped the ball as a pretty heavy favorite here. You know, this week in general, I'm not backing any of these heavy chalk money lines. Really not like trustworthy fighters to justify 75% plus like implied probabilities. I do have a play though. I played Bahamondes round 2, round 3 submission. I want to say it was at plus 1800 round 2, plus 2200 on round 3. Didn't even tape it. It's just pretty simplistic take. I mean, Giagos gasses. He shoots like very bad takedowns when he gets hurt. We've seen Bahamondes. He does have front chokes. He has really lanky arms. It doesn't shock me, man. Like, Giagos finds a way to get submitted. He's been submitted, is it four times? 5 times in the UFC? I'm not even going to look. It's a lot, man. It's a lot, and it's usually late. His round 1, he knocked out Ricky Glenn. Okay, great. Like, but if any time a fight extends, the guy flakes, it's probably more likely that Bahamondes knocks him out. But when round 3 opened at, like, plus 500, there was such a massive difference. They were valuing submission to knockout there. I had to take a shot on it. Nothing major. I put like not even 0.1 units, man. Like $35 on each. So taking a shot there. Going to see the line came down a ton. It's like plus like 1200. Like round 2 now, or plus 1400. I would wait for domestics. Hopefully tonight we get some odds there. Next fight up is Morgan Charriere and Chepe Mariscal. I bet on Morgan Charriere here. Got it at minus 130. Got pretty limited on that, actually, at open. I tried to, like, bet it a bit. End up then betting like minus 137. So, did get reverse CLV'd here. Kind of surprising. We've had some pretty good CLV. But I like Charriere. I know he's down at near Pick'em. I think that's a good spot for you guys if you're, still debating on a side here. So, I like Chepe. Like, I mean, he's tough guy, keeps moving forward. He's had some fun, both UFC fights. I mean, I bet on him against Peak, and then I faded him with Jack Jenkins. And he did, so round 1, like first 2 minutes of the Jenkins-Mariscal fight, it was like pretty competitive first couple minutes, but end of round 1, Jenkins started like running away with it, man. He was landing the much better shots. I noticed like Chepe, there's not much like lateral movement. He is very on the center line. If you throw if you throw a decent bit, like straight punches up the middle, working your kicks, like they're there. And I don't think Chepe's striking is bad, man. Like, he's tough. I think Morgan's a lot faster. He's going to have a lot better footwork. He's way more dynamic, man. I mean, like, it's shown in the line. I think, what is it? Minus... So we're talking about like goes a distance is minus 200, or like over 2.5 is minus 200, and like Charriere KO is like plus 200. Like they're saying that pretty much if this fight ends ITD, it's probably Morgan knockout. And I tend to agree there. I think the knockout like actually can be there. Like Chepe is really tough, but he's hittable. He's hittable, and it's not like we haven't seen him knocked out on 3 occasions. One's far back. But like Chepe's he's relatively, you could say he's durable, but like he's been deaded, man. You've seen him hurt. Like, so Steve Garcia's, like good fighter, and he hurts everyone early, but a lot of bad visuals there. Overall, guys, like I get that it can be close. If this is going to the decision, like it can definitely be close. Chepe can work in some, just some cage work. Do what he did in round 2 of that Jenkins fight. I will say, also in that Jack Jenkins fight, I've heard some people say that, like, Chepe was, pretty clearly, like, winning that fight. Well, not on all 3 judges' scorecards. He actually, he dropped round 1 there. Round 2 was Chepe, but I just don't think that fight was, clear, dominant Chepe win. Like, you know, kind of a weird finish there. I mean, yes, he won. You know, it's great, but it's not like I really learned much, and I can't really look at the Trevor Peek fight with that much confidence because there couldn't be like a more stylistically like different fighter here. Like Morgan Charriere and Trevor Peek are not even remotely close. So I get that Morgan's had some sketchy moments. You know, some of the split decisions, you know, some are 5-rounders, so maybe that's the reason he didn't let his hands go as much early. And then mainly, though, I think it's just sometimes he'll make stupid decisions and end up on his back and lose minutes. I don't really think Chepe has that much upside for that much wrestling. I mean, yeah, clinch work, cage work. Overall, I just think Morgan's going to land the much better shots. He's quicker and more dynamic, faster, better footwork. Chepe's hittable. I think he can get it done, you know, by knockout, maybe a late one, but most likely probably a decision. But I have to lean Morgan on just damage. Yeah, I'm playing, like I said, I got it at -130, -137. So obviously I do like the -115 line. Next up, guys, we got the co-main event here. Damon Jackson versus Alexander Hernandez. Tough fight. I mean, it's Hernandez or pass, I think, but I don't really want to lay -200 like Alex Hernandez. Two guys not with the best gas tank. I think Hernandez is slightly better. And then obviously early, like Hernandez can definitely like dead Damon Jackson. I lean Alexander Hernandez. I would probably need him like south of -170 to consider getting a bet in. So I think he's side, but I'm not bullish on laying like chalk on Alexander Hernandez. I mean, ITD could be a look, but once again, it's probably like plus, like, or probably minus money. I'm actually curious. Let's say it's probably pick 'em. Bet Online's probably on some bullshit. They probably lined to pick 'em. Let's see. Okay. Oh, yep. Alexander Hernandez open +110 ITD. It's currently pick 'em, so you can probably get that like +130-ish, like best case, you know, come later tonight or tomorrow. So that's probably my lean pass right now at the current line. Finally, it's the main event, Brendan Allen and Chris Curtis. So I locked one bet in here so far. I got a half unit on Chris Curtis, finish only, decision no action. I mean, I think you guys are familiar with what that is, but yeah, pretty much I am thinking that it's Chris Curtis knockout and probably, I mean, I don't know rounds here, but Allen can definitely get the submission if he is getting the grappling going, but what has changed since their last fight? Brendan Allen, you know, in his 2 UFC losses, 2 Extreme Couture guys, 2 knockouts, when he's facing much better boxers with good takedown defense, he's got knocked out. And the chin isn't like amazing, and his defense isn't amazing on the feet. So if you're playing Brendan Allen at, you know, -200, which you think he's then like 65%, which, you know, you're saying that he's going to get a ton of takedowns and get the grappling going. Chris Curtis' takedown defense has looked elite at the UFC level. I will say I faded Chris Curtis a bit back. Yeah, I played Adolfo Vieira actually against Chris Curtis. I still wasn't sold by his takedown defense early UFC, because pre-UFC, like, Curtis, his losses came when, you know, he got put on his back, man. And it's improved a ton, man. Those guys over in there at Extreme Couture, they really know what they're doing in terms of takedown defense. I like Curtis here, man. Sure, Allen is on a win streak here, but Paul Craig, like, not a great striker. Allen's capable not to get submitted there in guard. Bruno Silva, you know, just watched him last weekend. Not really that high on Bruno Silva right now. Andre Muniz, I mean, it's more impressive than the other 2 ones mentioned, but like we've seen it with some of these BJJ guys, like, you can be elite at jiu-jitsu, but in the octagon in an MMA setting, like, just an MMA grappler can submit the best black belt if they gas out in round 3 and win. We've seen it a couple of times now. Giagos, decent win. You know, he beats Malkoun. Close fight, man. Yeah, and Sam Alvey. So, have we really seen improvements in Brendan Allen's striking? I don't know. And I don't know if he can employ the game plan that Jack Hermanson did. I think Allen will engage with Curtis in the boxing, in the pocket. And you got to lean Curtis there. I mean, I don't think so. I will say the reason why I'm playing that finish only, I do tend to think if this goes a full 25, you know, Allen can land some shots on the feet and he can work in some wrestling. You know, I don't think he's running through them all on the mat, but you know, if he's really pushing that pace, we'll see. But I like Curtis. Inside the distance. If it goes to decision, you know, it's probably Allen's fight there. I haven't played the money line yet, but we're gonna get there. I'm kind of just hoping some people, you know, the squares parlay up Brendan Allen. I can get Curtis like plus 200 or higher. So we're kind of just waiting, watching the line. But you guys, that is the card. Couple bets, man. A lot of plus money. You know, not like my favorite card in terms of entertainment, but from betting, man, I think it's a pretty good betting card. Sportsbooks opened up some pretty ridiculous like lines, and you know, some are coming in a bit, but a lot of live dogs here. So like I said, guys, check out the link in the description. The Discord will be there. It's going to be free. It's going to have all my picks, all my bets. You can actually ask me questions. That's where I'm just trying to streamline like communication too. Like responding to people across like 5 platforms sometimes is like not my favorite. So hopefully we'll just put it all in Discord. So appreciate the appreciate the views, guys. Throw me a like, throw some subs, and let's make some money this weekend.